my evening walk. So I heard on the radio today that Sean Duffy, the Secretary of Transportation, is working on removing the CAFE standards, corporate average fuel economy standards for cars and trucks, or at least scaling them back. I think this is an awesome idea. It's about time we let the market decide what kind of vehicles people wish to buy instead of something the government bureaucrats want. People don't realize how many thousands of dollars over several years, which probably equates to billions of dollars, are spent extra trying to conform to bureaucratic fiat. So, and I don't mean a small Italian car, but anyway, that's a really good thing. Why not buy what you want? If you want to buy a vehicle that burns more gas and is bigger and more to your taste, okay, fine. You should be able to buy it. Nobody should be stopping you. Right now, if you remember when we used to have station wagons when we were kids, those of you over the age of 50 definitely remember, but the family station wagon just kind of disappeared. Part of the reason, aside from the false energy crisis, was the government mandate that cars had to get so many miles per gallon and trucks have to get so many miles per gallon, but the standard for cars is harder, higher, more miles per gallon. So that incentivized people to buy SUVs and trucks that weren't held to the same standard. So station wagons kind of died. They're still all over Germany and Europe though. But nevertheless, if a automaker wants to sell a V8 vehicle that burns more gas, they have to sell a certain number of smaller cars to offset that and bring their average down. Or I should say lift their average up. And that means that it creates a market distortion. So now they have to build cars that people really don't want and price them so that more people will buy them instead of buying vehicles they really want. Then they have to end up charging more money for a vehicle that people actually want to buy. So I say let the market decide. Let they, there seems to be a nostalgia for older style vehicles. I mean, imagine being able to buy a full-size Chevrolet station wagon with the wood grain paneling. How cool would that be? A Vista Cruiser with the two little windows, the canted windows in the roof. Those things are really cool when we were kids. Or a Caprice Estate, a Kingswood Estate, a Buick Estate wagon. Those were things that every family had. And even the mid-size wagons, the Malibu, I think they called it the Laguna. Ford had the Country Squire. Mercury had the Colony Park. Dodge had the big wagon based on the Monaco. It was I think they called it a Suburban, even though Chevrolet had the Suburban truck, but I think they called it the Suburban, if I'm correct. But it was built on the full-size Monaco chassis. So anyway, there's a whole lot of good things about this mandate being removed or scaled back. Wouldn't you rather buy a vehicle that you want, that suits your needs and budget, rather than something that Barack Obama or Joe Biden want you to drive, when you know they're not going to be driving any of them? But the way I see it, if you want to buy a Prius or like a Toyota Corolla, they're fine cars. You want to buy a Nissan Sentra? I've had two of them in my life. Fine. But if you want to buy a full-size Armada, or you want to buy a, let's say Chevrolet brought back the full-size Caprice, maybe they made a performance version called a Biscayne that was built on a really plain-looking chassis with a V8 engine, manual transmission. The sky's the limit on what they could do. Imagine if Ford brought back the Crown Victoria and put a 500 horsepower, 4-valve per cylinder V8 engine in it, and offered it with all-wheel drive. My God, that would be the highway patrolmen all over the country would be drooling about something like that. But you know, notice how few automakers make sedans anymore, or station wagons, or anything like that. The way the CAFE standards work, it encourages them to sell you a full-size pickup truck instead. It's also very profitable for them. But you know, think back to the days of being able to buy a compact pickup truck, like the little Toyota or Mazda, the Ford Courier, things like that. Those, or the Nissan Hardbody, those things would run forever. They would just wouldn't die. They would rust out before they died. The sky's the limit on what could be done if things are done by market forces or organically, by consumer choice rather than government edict. Look at, if you, okay, let's say you wanted to buy a vehicle and you notice that a lot of people are buying heavy duty trucks, like a 2500 Silverado or an F-250. Some of them have a big diesel engine in them or a big gas V8. You notice if you look at the window sticker, it doesn't have the EPA mileage on it. It's because those are considered commercial grade vehicles and they're not measured by the EPA. So now you have people buying a heavy duty truck when they really don't need one. I see people driving around in them probably just because they're cool, but they don't pull anything with it. They don't need a vehicle like that. But it's profitable for them to sell it. So we've distorted the market with government intervention. And I think it's good news if Sean Duffy goes through with this and we can start letting the market decide. Bring back some of those retro vehicles that we grew up with. And with modern technology, you could build a nice full-size sedan with a V8 engine and a 6-speed automatic transmission, or God forbid, a manual transmission too, that's going to get you 15, 16, 17 miles to the gallon in the city and up to 25 or more on the highway, because of the gearing and the efficiency and fuel injection and all that. I think this is a great thing. You know, I really do. But that's about it. I wish everybody a good day. Stay safe.